Trevs Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. Sweet. Anyway, going over my last division for the 22-23 season. Giving you my division prediction reviews. See how bad I went on this division. And this division has to be my worst. And I sat here calling it the weakest division, even though it had 4 100-point teams. Not even kidding. So, let's go over the Pacific Division, my predictions, and how they stack up with how the season played out. And what I was thinking, if I was thinking, when I picked the team to finish where I did. Let's do it. So if you want to check out the original division predictions video, follow the link here. Or wait about 30 seconds and we'll go over what my picks are from worst to first. And they go something like this. I picked the Sharks to finish 8th. I picked the Ducks to finish 7th. I picked your Seattle Kraken to finish 6th. I know. Why was I thinking that, right? We'll talk about it. I picked the Canucks to finish 5th. Again, another one of those what was I thinking moments. Picked the Flames to finish 4th. It could have happened. Picked Vegas to finish 3rd. I don't know why I thought 3rd. I'm sure I was tossed up between 3rd and 2nd. I don't know, but I'll have to revisit that. I picked the Kings, of all teams, to finish 2nd place. Very interesting. Which ultimately meant I picked the Edmonton Oilers to finish 1st in the division. And, well, here's how this division stood up. The Anaheim Ducks finished 32nd overall, but more importantly, the best draft lottery results for Connor Bedard. San Jose finished 7th. Vancouver finished 6th. So if Calgary finished 5th, that means the good guys got a playoff spot. And we'll talk about their season. The Kings finished 3rd. The Oilers finished 2nd, but only by 2 points. Vegas ended up clinching the conference. So for a weak division, 4 100-point teams, 1 team in the 90s, and you just happen to be housing the 32nd team overall. Let's break it all down. So the Ducks finished 8th, but also finished 32nd overall for the first time in their team's history. Now, I've always said this, and I firmly believe this, no matter what, no matter which team it is. If you have Dallas Eakins coaching your team, success can't be an option, because it just can't. He can't coach success. But if you get the right pieces around Zegras, Drysdale, and McTavish, you figure out what you're doing with Gibson. If you do go ahead and draft Bedard, you should be okay. Might not happen one season immediately, but it will happen. But to think that I thought San Jose was going to do worse than you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I actually thought the Sharks were going to do worse than the Ducks. But really, there's more questions than answers in San Jose. The biggest one being, what do they do with Erik Karlsson? They were talking so hard about trading him at the deadline, only not to trade him. Do they keep him at this point? Or what's the score going to be here with Erik Karlsson? Either way, the rebuild looks like it's going. Hopefully within the next year or two, you start seeing the fruits of the rebuild. If not, we're going to have a lot more unanswered questions in San Jose. So Vancouver finished 6th. I had them finishing 5th. I can't decide which is worse for Vancouver. Watching that whole drama around Bruce Boudreau play out, or watching them give up not just on the team but themselves. their arena, their fans, everybody, they just gave up. And you could watch it live every time you were watching a Canucks game. They did not hide it. It sucks that, Vancouver is like not as competitive as they should be. And watching the Horvat trade play out, what happens for the next guy that gets hot, gets big, gets traded, then what? You know, at the same token, I'd hate to be a coach in Vancouver. That way if they string me along for a week before they decide to fire me, come on. That's dirty pool, man. Either way, I don't think anything's really going to get any better for Vancouver in the next year. But that's just a bold prediction at this point. Calgary finished 5th. I had them finishing at 4th. And this was another case of they're doing so good, so well going into the bottom half of the season, only just to let it slip. And again, another case of a team giving up on themselves when they shouldn't have. At the same token, them fighting for a playoff spot in the last week, I really don't know if it should have happened. They should have been dead in the water the way they were playing. But, swapping out Kachuk for Huberdeau and losing Gaudreau in the process didn't turn out to work out so well for Calgary, at least the way they thought it would have. But that's the beauty of the first season. You get that out of the way, everything should come together nicely. And maybe if Kadri sticks around, and who knows what's going to happen with Kadri, Huberdeau decides he's going to get acclimated to the place, they could be good. But we'll see. Your Seattle Kraken finished 4th with 100 points, getting their first playoff spot in their second season. Yeah, I know it's not the first season, not quite like Vegas did, but hey, the second season's still good. It's still the biggest turnaround in NHL history between a team in year 1 and year 2. Now, I'm not going to go too in depth on too much of their season. I'm going to make a separate video for that. But it was fun to watch them come together as a team. I mean, picking up Tolvainen on the waiver wire was probably one of the best moves ever. Picking up Bjorkstrand before the season began was another great move. It'll be fun to watch them play in the playoffs. Even if they don't make a deep run, I will make my own thoughts on that one clear too, probably in the playoff prediction video. Hopefully it turns into a good playoff run. I mean, I know it's against steep competition in Colorado, but we can make it work. I believe in this group. The Kings finished 3rd in the division, which surprised me. I thought they were going to do a lot better than 3rd. I thought they were going to give 2nd a bit more of a run for the money than anything. But with the younger kids coming into their own, and it's starting to happen, and some of the veteran presence like the Kopitars still hanging around on the team, the future looks bright in LA. I mean, take away that goalie drama between Quick and whatever else. Take that out of the equation. If Copley's the real deal, he's coming around and kicking all the butt in net, they could be scary good, especially if he's going to be that good in net. Now, they do draw the Oilers in the playoffs, which is a scary concept in itself. But I believe in these guys, at least to beat the Oilers anyway. And speaking of said Edmonton Oilers, I had them finishing 1st. They finished 2nd. 3 100-point guys on the team. The first time that's happened since 1995-96 Pittsburgh Penguins had 300-point scores on that team. McDavid is kicking all the ass. Like, he's just not stopping to take names. He's just kicking it. And the Oilers are actually reaping the benefits for it. Can they sustain it coming into the playoffs? Can they sustain that kind of momentum that can ride them all the way back to the conference final or beyond? Well, I sure hope not, but either way, I'm sure it has a lot of Oilers fans starting to already line up for the parade. It'd be a fun playoff run to see. especially if they get some of the harder teams. Which means Vegas clinches the Pacific Division and the Western Conference for most points in the conference. Well, Eichel finally gets to play for a playoff team. And hopefully at some point Vegas can figure out that problem in the net, as well as that problem with the injuries. Because it's the same two problems that's been dogging them since last season. And it's still following them. Now, as it stands right now, I'm pretty sure Boursois is your starter. And I remember him from the Oil Kings. But watching him play the last couple days, oh man, he's been playing on his head. Picking up Jonathan Quick to have that veteran presence in net doesn't hurt either. But can they make it all the way to the Cup final is the biggest question. I mean, it is year 6. I remember them saying part of the 6-year plan was to have a Stanley Cup. They've already made the finals once. Can they make it again? I don't know. Hard to say. They're in a tough conference for the playoffs. But it'll be fun to watch. So let me know how your division picks turned out. And feel free to laugh at mine, because none of them in this video lined up. Some of them were way off to lunch. So, just hockey shows. I want to thank you for tuning in, especially if you've made it to this point. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture. But if you have made it to this point, thank you very much. My algorithm and myself, thank you. But feel free to hit that thumbs up too. Let me know you're here. If you like what I'm doing, hit that thumbs up. If you just want to say hi, hit that thumbs up. That red button that says subscribe all over it, you know you want to. It'll make you feel good. And we're rushing to 250. Let's make that happen. That social that I never use, it's in the description down below. So move forward. Well, this is my last video for the night. I still have to upload these things. But look forward to my division prediction videos. And any other regular season business that I have to finish up will be coming down the pipe probably every day this week. So there's lots of content coming if you thought I wasn't catching up or falling behind. But either way, in the meantime, in between time, look for more videos from Trev. Data.